Yeah, what's up, everybody? So, again, we're doing the natal chart reading. For jewelry, we just waiting on him to come back in. So this is an example of what a natal chart would be if you got it from me. So we're going through his chart, and we're gonna also give him a tarot reading at the end of the reading. So we got about 3 more planets to go through. But you see, I'm going quick. I'm going quick. I see you, Bougie Bell. What's up? What's up, Bougie Bun? Much love to you, you know what I mean? Y'all show mad love in Atlanta, you know what I mean? Mad love. So infinite prosperity to you. So let us get back to this reading.
Peace, bro.
All right. So we back in here. So as you see, it takes a little while to get through all these alignments. But we good. So you should be able to save all this in one big batch. So it'll be good for you. All right. So we were on Saturn. Okay, so what we were saying was the protection society affords to as yet immature individuals as they begin to deal with the powerful energies of their unconscious nature. Right? So we know, as we were saying, we all have infinite potential, but we have a lot of blockages that we have to deal with because of society and what we have been programmed. So we have our innate potential, but then we have the programming on top of the innate potential, which gives friction to the innate potential. So you can say, because we are infinite beings, that's why kids, a very, very small child will walk right off the edge, of a mountain and not know that they're about to walk to their death. But as they get older, they start to peek over the edge and realize maybe I don't want to keep walking. But there is a point in our development where we will just walk right off the edge because we have no fear of death and no sense of death because we are in a pure state because there truly is no death. So you can say a little child is still thinking with the ideologies of spirit. Because a small child is still thinking with the ideologies of spirit, they don't understand the concept of life and death. So they will walk right into the street to their death, get hit by a car or whatever, and just have no sense of maybe I shouldn't have did that. That comes later on after they heard don't walk in the street, don't walk in the street, don't walk in the street, don't walk in the street. You say that enough times, they realize, okay, man, I'm not going in the street. Don't go over that mountain, don't go over that mountain, don't go over that mountain. Okay, I'm going to stay my ass over here. So we understand that it's necessary to impose rules and limitations because you don't want to harm yourself. So it's important to say, okay, don't walk in the street. So there's certain things that we are programmed with to protect us. But in the long run, you can say we still hold on to things like that even as we become adults. So that don't walk into the street without looking both ways. So that's what it becomes. When you are able to walk in the street, don't cross the street without looking both ways, right? Because if you don't look both ways, you have the potential to get hit. So it went from don't go into the street at all, then when you're crossing the street, look both ways. Because if you don't look both ways, then you got the potential of, becoming hurt. So as you get older, you always looking both ways. Then as you become an adult, you probably look both ways before you even walk in the street and you just walk. It's just so second nature at this point. You're like, all right, there ain't no cars coming. I'm just about to dash. So we understand that there's certain things that are imposed to us on purpose to protect ourselves, but at the same time, it hinders our infinite potential because it's hard for us to it's hard for us to outgrow the basic look both ways before you walk across the street. Sometimes you may need to dash out into the street to save somebody else. For example, let's just say a kid did walk out in the street and you see a car coming. Now you have to make a quick decision. Do I let this kid get ran over and say, yeah, you shouldn't have been in the street? Or do you dash out, grab the kid, and save the kid from getting hit? Of course, you're going to save the kid from being hit because you have a greater understanding of, okay, I need to put my life in danger to save another life. Basically, right? So we, as adults, we understand that there are certain times where you can put yourself in danger for the prolonging of life of somebody else. See, a child may not understand that. A child, like, yo, I'm just not. A child may see somebody about to get hit. They're not going out into the street because they've been programmed not to. So they're not going to rush out. But as an adult, we can transcend that. Like, okay, let me put myself in danger to save somebody else. So when we are being programmed as children, we understand, again, going back to the Sagittarius in the seventh house, being able to crystallize the philosopher's stone into an ideology, a way of life. So for you personally, you can say the things that you find interesting, the things that you study, as a Sagittarius, as your Saturn in Sagittarius, all the things that you find interesting, all the things that you study, whether it's the philosopher's stones, what do they call it? The Rosetta Stone. They all these things, right? Whatever it is that you study, it's all about piecing these things together into some type of tangible experience and building a way of life around the things that you study. So you take them out of the realm of, the philosopher's stone is essentially us. We are the philosopher's stone. We are the Rosetta Stone. All these philosophies and all these things that we feel are just concepts are really talking about us and the way that we work. They're just disguised as philosophies just to keep people's minds in space, which is good to expand your mind. But when you're trying to lower and to make something into something tangible, give me a book, give me a way of life, give me a lifestyle. So you can say your Saturn is your lifestyle. So your lifestyle is revolving around the philosophy that you have been gathering, and you're putting it into book form or creating a lifestyle based on the philosophies that you study. And because we're dealing with the seventh house, the house of Libra, you can say this is more so coming from other people or society or other people. So what I mean by that is most of the time when we read books, it's written by other people. When we watch, the YouTube videos or whatever, they're coming from other people. You know what I mean? You're not necessarily studying nature. You don't have the philosopher's stone in your hand and you're studying it. This is what it is. This is what it's not. Most of the time, this comes from other people and their perspective of life, whatever their perspective may be. So if we're reading a book about the philosopher's stone from somebody who looks at the philosopher's stone as metaphysical concepts, then we're going to get it from metaphysical concepts. But if we are studying the philosopher's stone from our own perspective, and we're looking at the philosopher's stone, not necessarily saying that you're going to actually have it, but you are the philosopher's stone itself. So you're not looking at the philosopher's stone as something outside of you. You're looking at the philosopher's stone as you are the philosopher, and the stone is the human body. You can say the philosopher is the spirit in the human body. The philosopher is the spirit within the human body. The stone is the human body. So the philosopher's stone is a spirit that is able to influence the human body. So we're talking about us. And you can create a lifestyle around knowing that instead of looking at the philosopher's stone as something outside of yourself, a stone that you need to find, or a stone with metaphysical concepts, or a stone that exists or don't exist. We don't know. But when we take it out of the realm of the metaphysics and we look at it as these are actually aspects of the human being, we are the philosopher's stone. Why? Because we can tap into nature and communicate with nature. We can tap into the universe and communicate with the universe. We can tap into the source and communicate with the source. We have all of these spiritual potentials, and we can create a lifestyle around these spiritual potentials. So I encourage you to finish reading The Amazing Secrets of the Yogi, as well as the book Psychomancy. There's a book called Psychomancy, which further goes into the psychic abilities. So if you want to enhance your telepathy If you want to enhance, so everything that I'm talking about, philosophy or metaphysics. So if you want to enhance it, if you want something tangible, like a tangible book to study these things, that's why I'm going to give you, because we're dealing with Saturn's psychomancy. All right.
Write that down.
Yeah, definitely. Because again, I didn't want to go through this whole reading and not give you some type of tangible source. So because we're dealing with Sagittarius, Sagittarius, Saturn and Sagittarius. So you read the Amazing Secrets of the Yogi. So that's going to help you understand the positive and negative. And psychomancy is going to take it to a even further understanding, because it's going to teach you how to, now you know how to, you can say pranayama, how to manipulate your breath and to direct the breath to certain aspects of the body so you can put them under psychic influence. So you start with the Amazing Secrets of the Yogi, then you start to read psychomancy. And again, you can find these books on the internet. So again, Saturn is all about making something tangible, making the Philosopher's Stone, which is a Sagittarius, making it into some type of tangible reality, which is again psychomancy. So now you can start to develop, and now you can create a lifestyle. After you read psychomancy, you can create a lifestyle around, this is how I manipulate my psychic abilities, and I can enhance my life utilizing the psychic nature or the spiritual nature, whatever you want to call it, the Philosopher's Stone. I can enhance my life utilizing the Philosopher's Stones in a tangible experience, to the point where I can start to manipulate my unconscious, because now I start to understand the potential. So now I'm not thinking as a child being influenced by society. I'm thinking as a grown alchemist utilizing tangible experience that's based in reality. And now I'm reading these words and I can build a reality around these words. Again, the Amazing Secrets of the Yogi, psychomancy. Boom. All right. So now we're going into Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, now we're not dealing with the physical realm. So all the way from the sun with the ascendant all the way down to Saturn, that's the physical realm. Now that we go into Uranus, now we start to deal with the realm of the occult. When we deal with Neptune, we're dealing with the realm of the imagination. And when we deal with Pluto, we're dealing with how to keep your energy renewed, how to keep your energy rejuvenated, and how to keep you fresh and active spiritually, not physically. So everything up until this point is talking about the physical reality. Now we're talking about the occult. Now let's go into the occult with the Uranus, because we know Uranus rules Aquarius, and Aquarius is the ultimate rebel. Aquarius is more into the realm of the occult than the realm of society. So your Uranus is also in Sagittarius and also in the 7th house. So this description says, it says a chubby boy on a hobby house, or not hobby house, a hobby horse. A chubby boy on a hobby horse. It says the description, what is this? The anticipatory enjoyment of powers one can only as yet dream of utilizing, foreshadowing. So what this is talking about is you already tapping into your abilities and what you can do with them. In other words, you start to utilize your imagination and you ask yourself, what do I want to do? So you stop now we're going past potential. Now you know you can do this. We know that we have psychic abilities. We know that we can communicate utilizing telepathy. We already know this. It's solidified in stone. So now you start to ask yourself, what is it that I want to do now? Now that I know this, now that I have practiced it, now that I know it's real, now that I know the occult is real, now that I know that the esoteric knowledge is real, now that I know and I prove to myself, just like when you read the Amazing Secrets of the Yogi and you put those techniques into action and you see them manifest, like, okay, when I'm breathing through my right nostril, I do feel more masculine. I do feel more power. I do feel, women reacting to me differently. I know when I'm breathing through my left nostril, it's easier for me to meditate. It's easier for me to have, intimate conversations with people. And it's easier for me to just, to get into a clear space, and a space where I just want to be receptive to, the universe. It's easier for me to do that breathing through the left versus the right. So you start to develop your life around, am I breathing through the right or am I breathing through the left? So depending, like, okay, if I'm about to go hang with the boys, then I'm going to breathe through the right, to keep my vitality up. Or if I'm going to be around women, I'm going to breathe through the right, so my masculine energy is charged. However, if I'm, let's just say, you're having a heart-to-heart conversation, with your intimate or your significant other, you may want to breathe through the left. Again, if you want to get into a meditative position, you want to breathe through the left. You want to calm down, you want to breathe through the left. You want to hear good news, you want to breathe through the left. You want to get into the dream world and the astral world. I talk all about that, right? You're breathing through the left. So you can say your spirit, if you want to cultivate your spirituality, you breathe through the left. If you want to cultivate anything that has something to do with the physical, you breathe through the right. So again, anything physical can be conquered with the right side or the right nostril. Anything spiritual can be conquered with the left nostril, right? So once you have that understanding, so now you're like, okay, so you start to look at whatever I want to do, I'm either breathing through the right or the left. So whatever you're doing in life, you have that forethought or that foreshadow. Am I breathing through the right or am I breathing through the left? To best utilize my ability. So again, this is going beyond you speculating, is it real, is it not, is it false, is it reality? You know it for a fact now, so you're making decisions. Okay, I'm about to do this, right or left, right or left, right or left, right or left. So you're constantly asking yourself, depending on what you're going to do, does it make more sense to breathe through the right or breathe through the left? Because now we're talking about the occult. So now you know it to be a lifestyle. Now it creates for you a lifestyle, a tangible lifestyle that actually you start to see the effects. Like, yo, before I was doing that, when I was just breathing haphazardly, when I didn't know all the science, I was having a certain result. Now you can go around the same people. You can go to the same job. You can go to the same locations. Around again, it could be everything is the same, but your breathing is altered. You are altering your breath. Therefore, you will have a completely different experience because now you're tapping into the realm of the occult. Now you're tapping into the occult secrets. Because you're tapping into the occult secrets, it starts to manipulate the results you have. It can be the same people. It can be your same mom, your same dad, your same brother, your same sister, your same friends, your same significant other. It can be all the same people around you. But because you are alternating your breath, because you're breathing differently, now everything around you is different because your energy is different. It's like, okay, let me do this, let me try this out, let me try this out. So now again, because Uranus is dealing with the occult realm, so Uranus is basically giving you insight into now that this has become, Saturn has made this a tangible reality. So Saturn has made it tangible with the books, and the studies. So now now you have a guide. So Uranus is saying, okay, now that we have made this tangible, what are we going to do with it? Is it the right or is it the left? What are we going to do? And it's basically now you just have to ask yourself, what do you want to do? Instead of what can I do? It's no more what can I do? What is it that I want to do? And based on what you want to do, okay, if I want to do this, it's going to require me to breathe through my right, or it's going to require me to breathe through my left. If I want to astral travel or be more conscious in my dreams, I know that I need to fall asleep breathing through the left or sleeping on my right side. Because when you sleep on your right side, you naturally start breathing through your left. When you sleep on your left side, you naturally start breathing through your right. You're going to, explore more of that the deeper you get into the book. The ancient secrets of the yogi is going to talk more about that and how to manipulate the breath by will. So you don't have to wait, because you can say every hour it switches. So for 1 hour you're breathing through the right, for another hour you're breathing through the left, and it switches pretty much every hour. But you can alternate it, or you can manipulate it. So you may be breathing through the right for an hour. You may want to continue to breathe through the right, so you can manipulate the left so that the right continues to breathe. So again, you want to explore all of these secrets the deeper you get into the book. But at this point, you ask yourself, what do I want to do? And does this energy require positive energy or negative energy? Because if it requires negative energy, again, anything spiritual, anything astral, anything in the dream world, You know how to maintain your consciousness. So anything that requires spiritual, you're breathing through the left. So now your reality becomes, what do I want to do? Or anything physical, you're breathing through the right. You're going to be able to accomplish and conquer anything because now you are specifically charging yourself with positive energy or negative energy, strictly based on what it is that you're trying to do with your life. Again, you know, it's time to get up and go to work, right? It's time to come home and relax, left, whatever it is. So you just ask yourself, what do I want to do? Do I want to go out here, you know, and find a significant other? If you're not in a relationship, do I want to go out here and find a significant other? I know that I need to go out here and breathe through the right because in masculine energy, women are naturally drawn to masculine energy. So when you are specifically charging yourself up with masculine energy, they're going to be naturally drawn to you. It ain't about how you look, how you dress. It ain't about none of that. It's all about energy. If you don't remember nothing else from the conversation, it's all about energy. It's not about nothing physical. Everybody reacts off of people's energy levels, off of their power levels. So when you manipulate your breath, you are manipulating your energy. So people are going to respond to you differently. It can be the same people that you didn't know in all your life. They will respond to you differently because it's all about energy. Or people who never met you a day in your life, they're going to have a specific response to you because now you are manipulating your energy. So again, the Uranus is talking about that rebellious way of life. Because again, it's all about, okay, this is not mainstream, this is not in society. So Uranus is giving you aspects, okay, this is how you create a reality that revolves around occult teachings. So Uranus is taking you into the realm of the occult and is teaching you how to structure your life around the occult by you asking yourself, okay, what do I want to do? Then you go out there and do it and you become successful at it. And you realize like, yo, I tried to do the same thing 2 weeks ago and it didn't go as well. But now that I'm manipulating my breath, I can see further and I can do more. I have more energy naturally. I probably, you know, before I can only stay up 16 hours. Now I can stay up a full 24 hours without even having to go to sleep. And I can sleep less. I don't have to sleep for a full 8 hours. I can sleep less. I can do more and I can sleep less. So I mean, that gives me more time to do more things and to explore my own nature. Right? So this is basically just the energy of Uranus where you start to anticipate what it is you want to do or participate the enjoyment that you're going to have, you know, with your new friends, your new significant other. Again, if I don't know your relationship status, and no disrespect, but whatever it is that you want to do, you start to anticipate the enjoyment of doing exactly what you want to do because now you know all I got to do is charge myself with a certain type of power and I can accomplish anything I want to accomplish. Again, let's just say you feeling nervous. You got to, like we were saying before, you about to go up in front of people and make a speech because some people may have a fear of public speaking or whatever the case may be. You know that it's time to breathe through the right nostril. It's time to charge up with that masculine energy and you can deliver that speech with no problems at all. You can also, the same way you're using the breath, you can utilize numbers, right? So, for example, you got 1 through 9, and we know that the numbers are connected with the planets. So you can chant numbers. So if you want to connect with the energy of the sun, you would chant 111, 111, 111, 111, 111. The energy of the moon, 222, 222, 222. The energy of Jupiter, 333, 333, 333, so on and so forth. So whatever energy you want to tap into, you can just say the number because the number is connected with the intelligence of the planet. Numbers are not just numbers. Numbers are connected with the intelligence. So whatever energy you want to connect with, you can connect with whatever planet you want to connect with because they're connected with numbers. And again, I encourage you to try all these things for yourself. So let's just say if you wanna have new ideas and new thoughts, you're like, all right, it's time for me to think about new ideas. I want to, you know, put some new ideas into motion. That's 555, or the energy of Mercury. Mercury helps you to think about or to channel in new ideas. So let's just say you want to tap more into the spiritual realm. That's the number 7, the number of K2, Ketu. So that's all about spirituality. So anything you want to do in spiritual terms, more spiritual information, spiritual knowledge, spiritual wisdom, anything that has anything to do with the spiritual realm is the number 7. 777, 777, 777. Saturn is all about manipulating time. If you want to manipulate time, speed up time, slow down time, uh, stop time so that you can do more, that's the number 8. And if you want to have more vitality, the energy of Mars, that's the number 9. So on and so forth. So again, Uranus is just teaching you how to revolve your life around occult teachings, because this is what you have studied. Now you start to see everything from a new perspective. So now that we go into Neptune, Neptune is all about the imagination. So I gave you an example in the beginning about how to utilize the imagination, but this is going into now that you have structured your life around occult teachings and you have proven to yourself time and time again that these is real, and now you just do whatever you want in life. Now you just do what you want to do, because you know it just takes a certain amount of energy, a certain type of energy. So you mean you need to charge up with a certain amount of energy and a certain type of energy, and now you know what to do. So you will be successful at anything in life. There's nothing too hard or too far or too, you can say too, because people make all types of excuses why they can't do something. There is no more excuses being made because you have access to the occult teachings and you know what to do from here. So let's go to your Neptune. Your Neptune is in Capricorn in the 8th house. The 8th house is the house of Scorpio. This is the house of the mystic. So Scorpio is all about mysticism, being able to go below the waters, to be able to go into the deep and to explore, utilizing your intuition. So the Scorpio doesn't rely on their eyes. They don't rely on their 5 senses. They rely on the 6th and the 7th sense. They rely on their intuition. So the Scorpio is like, I think this is the actual one. Hold on. Because it says here, if we look at, before we go into the deep, before we go into the description, the Neptune and Capricorn, let's like Neptune in a degree of Capricorn pretty much is represents, because we know Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Capricorn, the Capricorn energy is all about organization. So Capricorns are master organizers. So you can say your Neptune dealing with the imagination. Then the Capricorn is all about you being able to organize your imagination so that it can be directed properly. So the organization of your imagination going into the 8th house, which is the house of mysticism, when we put all this together, that means to organize your imagination and to manipulate your imagination so that you can explore the realm of the mystic, which is available to us all. But to explore the realm of the mystic, you have to utilize your imagination. You can't explore the realm of the mystic without the imagination. So the imagination is the vessel you use to explore the mystic realm, but the Capricorn is giving you an extra sense of you have to be organized. For example, like if you wanted to expand your dreams, you know that you have to sleep with water above your head. You may want to use copper pennies before 1982, because those are real copper pennies before 1982. If you work with crystals, you may want to put crystals above your head. Again, some people sleep with bowls of water under their bed or like a cup of water above their head, just depending on your sleeping situation. And you put salt in the water. So the salt, when you put salt in the water, it absorbs all the negative energy. So it keeps your sleeping area pure. So it allows you to go deeper into your dreams or deeper into meditation. So you definitely want to meditate around water, to go deeper into the water. So Capricorn is just placing the emphasis on organization. So when you want to make sure that you're organized, or creating energy grids or energy circuits. In other words, if you want to get technical. So you want to create an energy grid or energy circuit in your sleeping area or your meditative area. So again, you may have your cup of water or your bowl of water, and you may have crystals in a circle around this water, or you may have pennies around it, or whatever tools that you want to use, whatever tools are significant to you. So you are creating energy grids, and you sleep within that energy grid, or you meditate within that energy grid, so that you can keep your power contained and organized. So again, this is just an example of creating energy grids. So your Neptune is all about utilizing your imagination to create energy grids. And when you utilize your imagination to create energy grids, you are able to explore the mystic realm, the land of the mystic, and more in depth. because you have access to more energy. Now you can pull on the spirit of the water to give you more energy. You can pull on the spirit of the crystal to give you more energy. You can pull on the spirit of the pennies or whatever tools you tend to use. So now you're just not relying on your power. You got water right there. You may want to light a candle. You may want to light an incense. And again, you may want to use whatever rocks and crystals you have so that you can pull on more energy, so you have more energy to work with. Definitely the times that I have gone the deepest in dreams and meditations is when I had energy grids. When I created some type of energy grid around my head or around my sleeping area, that's when I was able to go deeper into the astral travels or the dreams or whatever. So creating energy grids, utilizing your imagination. Now, the description says, a veiled prophet speaks, seized by the power of a god, the ability to act as a mouthpiece for the revelation of a transcendent will and truth, determining future action, mediumship. So once again, it says a veiled prophet speaks, seized by the power of God. So what this is saying is, this is the land of the mystic. The mystic allows himself or herself to be possessed by spirits. And when they allow themselves to be possessed by spirits, that gives them access to greater information. So that's you can say that's what a prophet is. A prophet is somebody who allows their vessel to be taken over by a higher spirit so that they can gather information. You say any prophet. So you say, how did these prophets write these holy books? How did these prophets speak so much profound wisdom? How people were able to do this? Because they allowed their spirit to be possessed by a higher spirit, because now they are operating within the realm of mysticism. They are opening their mind, utilizing their imagination. They utilize their imagination to open themselves up to the land of the mystic and be possessed by spirits. And when they do that, it says the ability to be a mouthpiece for the revelation of a transcendent will and truth. So you can basically say people who say they want to be in alignment with the truth. If you want to be in alignment with God, you want to be in alignment with the truth, so on and so forth. This is pretty much what allows that to happen. You can say mediumship, right? Mediumship. Being able to become a medium or a mediator. So you become the vessel that the spirit speaks through whenever it wants to communicate its will. Sorry about that. You become the vessel that spirit speaks through to communicate its will and its truth. So you become the spirit of truth because you allow your vessel to be taken over. So again, hopefully all this doesn't sound too far-fetched. But this is your map. Your natal chart is your map for your entire life. So you're going to be updating your map as you go on. As you become more and more skilled and advanced in these things, you're going to be able to look back at your map and say like, yo, I had a natural gift to be able to do these things anyway. So as you go further and further along, this is your map. And your map, as you commit all these things in memory, because I encourage you to at least know your alignments by heart so that you can just instantly connect to it. So when you see it, you will know which one it is. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the energy of my Saturn. That's the energy of my Jupiter. That's the energy of my Venus. Just knowing it by heart. Just utilizing your imagination and to learn things about heart. So once again, the Neptune in Capricorn is basically to organize your spiritual tools so that you can open up the land of the mystic and be able to become the vessel of truth and the higher wisdom and higher knowledge, because you open yourself up into the mysticism. Again, the mystic doesn't rely on their five senses. They rely on their sixth and their seventh sense, their intuition and being able to be a vessel for truth. But again, in order to become a vessel, again, you have to be fully relaxed. Again, these are things that you do with the left nostril. This is all left nostril now, because if we're talking about Neptune and we're talking about the Scorpio energy of the eighth house. So this is all left. You do this breathing through the left. This is not necessarily something you go out and do. This is you perfecting your inner world or your inner universe. So this is all left. Left breathing or the negative charge, right? And because basically this is all what mediumship is all about. This is the perfection of the left breathing. how to, get your inner world in order. And perfection of the right breathing is to have everything organized physically, to keep all these things perfected. Now, dealing with the last planet, the planet of Pluto. Pluto and Scorpio, because Pluto rules over Scorpio as well. So Pluto is all about transmutation, being able to transmute one type of energy into another type of energy. So positive energy into negative energy, or negative energy into positive energy, so on and so forth. So your Pluto being in the sixth house, which is a house of Virgo. So Virgo is all about, you know, small details. So Virgo is all about how to keep something running efficiently on a day-to-day basis. So you can say a Virgo can be something as small as it's more than keeping your house clean. It's the keeping the energy in your house cleansed, not just the physicality of it. So the Virgo is all about how can I change the energy within my home. What do I mean by that? Meaning some people change their house vibrations. Meaning some people want to vibrate to the energy of the sun, the energy of the moon. They may change their planetary vibration of their home itself. Or they may charge their energy, or charge the energy of their home with certain types of energy by bringing certain images into their house. Like for example, that's what the imagery is for. When you have all the imagery up, these are like vortexes or portals to channel in certain energy. So when you put images up around your home or shapes and structures, these all emit or project a certain energy because it's like a vortex. So let's just say somebody had a statue of a god on their altar. They had a statue. That god can use that statue as a vessel to come through that vessel, right? So there you
There we
go.
go.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Yeah.
So this is what I mean. So those things on your altar are vortexes for those energies to express itself. So this is what Virgo is all about. Virgo on the spiritual level is all about being able to influence the energy in your home versus just keeping your home organized and clean. So just like you do, you have spiritual vessels in your home to influence the energy is going to bring the energy up because now you are opening up vortexes to certain portals. So that's what the Virgo is all about. The Virgo is all about how do I keep these energies organized and influence the energy. Let me bring in more Venus energy, or let me bring in more Mars energy, or let me bring in energy of the sun. So let's just say if it was Venus energy, if you wanted to charge your house with more Venus energy, then you will work with certain goddesses such as Venus. It's Venus herself, or you can say Ishtar or Hathor, so on and so forth. There's many goddesses that resonate with the energy of Venus, and even some gods that resonate with the energy of Venus, so on and so forth. And again, we know Venus is the heart chakra, so we know Venus resonates with the colors green and pink. So you have certain crystals that are green and pink, like the rose quartz, the euconite, and so on and so forth, because you got emerald, the crystal emerald. So you got all type of green crystals that you can bring into your house and bring in more energy of Venus. So these are just examples. Now the description says deep sea divers. The will to explore the hidden depths of all experiences and to search for primordial causes, death, realization. So one more time. The will to explore the hidden depths of all experiences and to search for the primordial causes. So what this is saying is you explore all things. So it's like because again, as I said before, we are a combination of a lot of energies being expressed through one vessel. We express ourselves through this vessel, but we are many different consciousness expressing itself. So you can say we're 7 different consciousness, like the 7 chakras. We are 7 different consciousness expressing itself through one vessel. So what this is saying is the will to explore the hidden depth of all experiences, meaning all chakras. So meaning you explore everything from the root chakra all the way up to the crown and all the way from the crown going all the way down. So you have a full variety of experiences. So you're not just choosing, okay, Venus or Saturn or this or that. You are exploring the fullness of who and what you are. You want to explore all seven consciousness levels of who and what you are, all the way from your higher self, all the way down to your lower self, and everything in between. So you want to explore the fullness of yourself. And that's going to give you the causes, the primordial causes behind everything in your life. Because the more you start working with certain chakras, you're going to see how they were linked to certain situations in your life. Again, like your love life, if your love life is great, then you will understand, okay, why it's great. Okay, my heart chakra. When I explore my heart chakra, I started to see why my love life, or why I attract partners that love me the way I like to be loved, and I can do the same for them. All that is when you start to explore your heart chakra. And again, you utilize your left nostril, go into a meditation, and you can astral project through any one of your consciousness chakras. So depending on what chakra you project yourself from is going to have a certain experience. So you can get into a meditative state right before you go to sleep, breathing through your left nostril, and you keep your attention on your heart. And you can project through your heart, and it would influence what type of dreams you will have. Because again, these are seven portals, or seven vortexes, or seven wheels, however you want to put them. So we have seven vortexes where we can project our minds through. So these are portals to project our minds through. So the will to explore the hidden depths of all experience and to search for primordial causes is all about you being able to fully explore all aspects of self through the chakras. This is how you perfect the chakras, by becoming well acquainted with all of your chakras. And again, your lower self as well as a higher self. So you don't deny your lower self and you don't deny your higher self. You merge them together. Like, okay, I know my body serves a purpose. Because when people think of lower self, they think about sexuality. The lower self is your full body. The whole bodily experience is your lower self. The higher self is the spiritual experience. So you can say you got the body experience or the earthly experience, then you got the extraterrestrial experience or the universal experience. We are both of those. We are multi-dimensional beings. Why? Because we have seven vortexes or seven portals we can project our mind from. So we are multi-dimensional. So we have all aspects of self. Some people are more familiar with other aspects than others, but we are all seven of these things. These are all of us. So the more you dig into all seven of the chakras, and even on an even level, like, okay, you don't show favoritism. You're like, there are certain things that Venus is good for, or the heart chakra. Well, so you can say when you communicate, I'll give you a prime example. A prime example, well, you can communicate through any of the seven chakras. So if you want to project love to a person, you can project the green beam of light. If you want to project consciousness, you can project the blue light. Like I said, if you want to project sexuality, you can project the orange beam through the sacral chakra, and so on and so forth. If you want to give somebody courage, and you want to give somebody willpower, or express your own courage and willpower, that's the solar plexus, so on and so forth. Or the general conversation, of course, the throat chakra. So you see that all seven of these realities you can utilize, and they just have a different result. So it influences your conversation, your thoughts. You can think on the level of the crown chakra, or you can think of the level of the heart chakra or the root chakra. None of these are good, bad, right, or wrong. These are just different aspects of self. So we're not looking at this is good, this is bad, this is right, or this is wrong. We look at this, these are all the fullness of who and what we are. We are the higher, the lower self, and everything in between. So that's why it says death, realization. Just realize how deep our consciousness goes. Because our consciousness is multi-dimensional. It can go as deep as we want it to go, and how deep we are willing to explore. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it's good.
All right. So now that we done went through the planets, we're going to get the tarot reading popping off. So give me 1 second. Let me go grab the tarot deck, and we can get the tarot reading started. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. So if it cuts off, nah, I'll cut it right back on. But let me go grab my cards right now. I'll be right back.
Okay, cool.
All right.
What's up?
All right.
Here we go. It's breaking up.
Hold on.